Allah's guidance and His righteousness for our amiable boss, our amiable Senator Mallam Saliu Mustapha. We seek Allah's guidance and His righteousness for him. We ask Allah to help us safeguard him home and abroad, and we also ask Allah to see us through this great program and lead us to the righteous path and put us through. We will recite Salatul Fatih for the ones who can recite it, and Surah Al-Fatiha 2 and Salatul Fatih at the end for those that can recite it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-Fatih lima uliqa wal khatim lima sabaq nasir al-haqq bil haqq wal hadi ila siratika al-mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadrihi wa miqdarihi al-azim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره وامتداره العظيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. صلوا على النبي الكريم.
Thank you very much. That's a wonderful opening prayer from Sheikh Ibrahim. He just concluded graduate from one of our markers in Ilori. That is why the prayer is long like that. They say Ilori, they know they finish prayer on time. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, as an executive gathering, there is nothing we are going to do without giving the respect to our country, Nigeria. So I want to use this opportunity to ask everybody to be on their toes as we rise up for our country, Nigeria. After the count of 3, the DJ will lead us for the national anthem. After the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Nigeria, we have our voice and everything. No trouble. In brotherhood we stand. Nigeria's born and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. For black we are simple, and justice reign. In peace or battle, honor and peace we come as gain. To our children, our brother we just stand. Oh, God of creation, that is our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so we peace. Nigeria shall be blessed. Let's put hands together for our country, Nigeria. As everyone in the national anthem speaks, we pray may every word count, inshallah. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to move to the number 3 of the agenda. Thank you. Please, let's maintain decorum, please. Ladies and gentlemen, next on the agenda is the introduction of the guests. So without much ado, permit me to start with the introduction of our leaders from each local government. I wouldn't want to start from my home because we are hosting the guests. So permit me to recognize the presence of Madam Hawa Jibril, the woman leader from the local government. Put your hands together for her, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I recognize the presence of Madam Abubakar Sadiq, the Secretary for the local government. You are very welcome. I also recognize the presence of Dani Mohammed, the coordinator of the local government. You are very welcome. You are welcome to Kaiama local government. Permit me to move to my neighboring So permit me to move to the Lorry West local government. I recognize the presence of Comrade Elehu. You are highly welcome. Comrade, you are highly welcome. Now, permit me to call my brother from Baute to come closer so that I will do the introduction to you for the Baute local government. Please come. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our brother from Baute local government who happens to be the coordinator of person of Mallam Haliru. You are highly welcome. Permit me to recognize the presence of Mallam Saliu, that's the work coordinator from Baute. You are highly welcome. You are highly welcome, sir. I recognize the presence of Mallam Atiku, who is also a work coordinator. You are highly welcome. Permit me to recognize the presence of Mallam Abubakar, who is also the world coordinator of the Haliru Salihu. Permit me to recognize the presence of Mallam Abdulaziz, who is also the world coordinator of the Haliru. Please stand up for recognition. You are welcome. Permit me to recognize the presence of Mallam Saliu as he comes inside. You are very welcome, sir. Now to our own hometown, I recognize our everyday woman leader 13, a teacher just like me, a man in the woman body, and Mrs. Saliu. Very glad you are very welcome. Thank you. And to my brother who is up and doing, we are always together in the student unionism struggle. That is Comrade Abdullahi Aminu, who is the coordinator for Kaiama local government. You are highly welcome. Now to also our guest, all the way from ILCT, all the way from Ilori. Permit me to recognize the presence of Honorable Komi, who is also a stakeholder. You are highly welcome, sir. You are highly welcome, sir. Honorable, sir. By the special grace of God, you move to minister ETC like that. Inshallah. Permit me to recognize the presence of the stakeholder, a man in a woman body, that is Mrs. Abidini Abuya. Permit me to recognize the presence of the Kwara South coordinator, that is Comrade Tajuddin Yusuf. You are very welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, just like the Yoruba adage we say, Egunlani Kẹ́yìn Balẹ̀. Permit me to recognize the state coordinator of this beautiful movement. That is nobody but somebody, not an ordinary somebody, but an honorable somebody, the person of Senator Shehu Afunja. Mr. DJ, bring it out. To everybody here present, you are highly welcome. Without much ado, we will be receiving our father, which is the Chiroma of Kaiama. He will be joining us soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to move to the next on the agenda. That is the welcoming speech from the Kaiama coordinator. Let's put our hands together for the Kaiama coordinator as he comes out to give us the welcome speech. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Good afternoon all. My name is Comrade Abdullahi Aminu. I'm a coordinator of Kaiama local government. My distinguished guests, esteemed dignitaries, and my fellow citizens of Kaiama local government, it is honor to welcome you all to the Mallam Saliu Mustapha program here today in our hall. We are thrilled to host this event, and I would extend my gratitude to the organizers for choosing Kaiama as the venue. This program is testament to the impact of Mallam Saliu Mustapha work and legacy in our community. As a coordinator for Mallam Saliu Mustapha, I am delighted to see our community comes together to celebrate and learn. I hope that this program will inspire meaningful decisions, insight, and connection. Let us make this most of this opportunity to engage, learn, and grow together. Thank you. Let the program begin. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a wonderful one from Comrade Abdullahi Aminu. We pray as we start this program of Bismillah, may we end up with Alhamdulillah. And to our guests, I pray you get back to your destination in peace. So ladies and gentlemen, permit me to move to the next on the agenda. That is panel discussion. Without much ado, I want to call on the state coordinator, to proceed with the panel discussion. The state coordinator to proceed with the panel discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Senator Shehu Afunja as he comes out to proceed with the panel discussion. Thank you.
MSM Titan. MSM Titan. MSM Titan. The voice of humanity. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here today. As the MC mentioned earlier, my name is Shehu Afunja, the convener and the state coordinator of Mallam Saliu Mustapha Titan. MSM Titan, as the acronyms imply, is all about Mallam Saliu Mustapha. And under Mallam Saliu Mustapha, we have a series of organizations, movements or associations. But what stands MSM Titan, what stands out, it's our aims and objectives, our vision and mission. Nigeria as a country, Kwara State specifically, have been having a series of leaders before now. But we look into the future of our dear state, that what will have been, we have been seeing today, but we don't know tomorrow. Yet tomorrow is here within us. Depends on how we operate today, which is going to determine what tomorrow is all about. Most of us have been overlooking and neglecting our activities, our responsibilities about our community, our society, which later determine what the future of our state will look like. Let me remind us that whatever that is happening today in our state It is as a result of our actions. It is as a result of our belief. It is as a result of our responsibility. We all look into politics as if, as far as someone is there, it is none of our business. Yet, we have forgotten that those who are there are the ones to determine what will happen today and tomorrow for us. The previous government we have been having, borrowing billions of naira without utilizing it judiciously. Let me remind you that today government is paying it. In fact, let me flash this. When we came in this morning, we visited the Shiroma of Kaiama. Please, from Melody, we used to say Shehu. Yes, as a word of respect to them when mentioning especially our traditional rulers. When we were discussing this morning, we went to him to take a fatherly advice, was so a blessing from our father. He was reminding us how the road that leads to Kaiama, especially when this man was in the house in 1992-1993. Imagine if something had been happening here. Let's mention 92 to 93, how many years now? The children born that time will likely to be in their marital status, or they've been in their husband's house. 32 years. In fact, that person will have even been a grandmother now. But yet, the road is still the way it is. But that's the question we're supposed to ask ourselves. The first question to come to our mind. Why? Why we are still continuing facing the same challenges? Since 1992 to 93, down to 98, that we have the Fourth Republic. We have been having a subsequent government coming from 99 to 2003, 2003 to 2007, 2007 to 2011, 2011 to 2015, 2015 to 2019, 2019 to 2023. Now, 2023 going to what? 2027. Now, we've mentioned more than almost 8 regimes, and the road is still the same. And I believe every time this government used to come to you asking for your vote, it's like most of us don't understand what vote is all about. The vote we are seeing, the so-called election, means submitting your own rights, dropping your right, delegating your right to some few individual to exercise all these rights on your behalf. Once you go to the polling unit on the day of the election and you cast your vote, you are telling the person automatically that all your rights have been submitted to that party. Now, giving it to them, are we ever able to ask, how do they use these our rights delegated to them? Upon that, thanks to the present governor, Governor Abdurrahman Abrazak, may Allah be pleased with him. Yes, he has done his own part, or he is doing his own part. Most of us, we are okay with it. But there's one thing we used to forget about development. There's a difference between growth, changes, and development. But when we are talking about development, there is something we're supposed to also remember, that there's something called sustainability. How to maintain the so-called development we are seeing. How can it be continued? We believe in the mandate of the governor, His Excellency, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, by giving us at least the most appreciated works. But we believe in the mandate of Mallam Saliu Mustapha, while emerging as the governor 2027, that he shall continue this work, introducing another method that brings about the real development. Most people believe that moving one thing, the innovation, changing this to others is known as development. No. The question we ask ourselves, what is the impact of this particular project on the masses? What does this have to do positively to the development of the people we are claiming to be serving? So in lieu of this, we should ask ourselves, another election is coming. Another election is approaching. The question is, who is going to do, or who is going to make our pleading what we have been testing up all this while? Who is going to answer us? We are calling on a leader who understands what the masses is all about. In view of this, I remember something about Mallam Saliu Mustapha. Many people don't know this man, but majority know him. I repeat that. Many people don't know Mallam Saliu Mustapha, but majority know him. Depends on the height or the face you are using to see this man. Saliu Mustapha has never in his life promised without fulfilling. I am not here. I am not here to campaign for you. But there was a time we are having a debate in one of the groups, and I was challenging someone to mention someone in your own local government that you want to support for the 2027 governorship. Now, mention 5 antecedents of this particular person. In that your local government, either Central, Kwara North, or Kwara South, I don't mind. And I will mention 5 achievements of Mallam Saliu Mustapha that surpasses that project. In that your local government, if you can have 5 that is more than Mallam Saliu Mustapha, I'm going to give the person 20,000 naira. In this particular group, I will not mention names, but I can tell you that who is who that you can mention in today's Kwara politics and in this group. I challenge them, those that come from Baruti local government. I challenge those who come from Kaiama local government. I challenge those who come from Moro local government. I challenge those from Edu local government. I also challenge those from Patiki local government. At least I'm from Central. Those who are in these 5 local government comprises of Kwara North knows more than me. Now tell me, I will mention 5 different, serious projects and achievement of Mallam Saliu Mustapha, even though he is not representing your constituency. the question we ask ourselves, what about those who are representing us? What have they been doing? Yes, since Nigeria, the Fourth Republic commences, let's go back. Kwara North have been asking senators. Kwara North have been having House of Representatives. And each year, there is something called constituency project. Now you now ask yourself, where are they? Some people, there was a time having something, discussion with some people. I was just laughing. They said it is Ilori people. I said, okay, your senator also is collecting, Ilori is collecting money from your senator too. What does that have to do with Ilori? Thank you, sir. What does that have to do with Ilori? But until we are able to ask these people what they have been doing as our representative for us, not to go further or too far, let me just remind you, Senator Saliu Mustapha has not spent up to two years in that National Assembly. This man has more than 8 bills that is already sponsored. No senator, I'm repeating it, no senator has ever done this in the history of Kwara State. In fact, I challenge those who have spent 4 years to come and showcase the bills that they have sponsored and what are the impacts of those bills to the Kwara at large. Mallam Saliu Mustapha is representing Kwara Central, but all the bills sponsored not only for Kwara, to Nigeria at large. Apart from that, if you could recall, there was something called, last year, this man have been sponsoring a full scholarship. Remember, I told you Mallam Mustapha has not spent 2 years in the National Assembly. But this man has been sponsoring students. More than 2,500 students. A full scholarship. The most recent one. The most recent one was last year, 200, the best Kwara JAM students. That he gave 200 complete scholarship. What I mean by complete scholarship? All what is entailed for a student to be in school. From their school field down to their materials. Even I can remember there are some among them that were given accommodations. Yes, I know some of them that were given accommodations, and there are some they gave them money to get accommodation on their own. That is 2. The third one was the February mega empowerment that I challenge everyone and has been confirmed that throughout the so-called so-called North Central region in Nigeria, no senator has ever done that in the history of Nigerian politics. In fact, throughout Nigeria, we don't have 4 people, 4 senators that has ever done that. I can remember there was one that's from Kano State, the chief whip at the National Assembly. If you are talking about every profession in life, every work, every job, mention one. Not less than 1,000 each were empowered by Mallam Saliu Mustapha on February empowerment. In addition to that, he did cash empowerment to most of the entrepreneurs. Someone is here to testify this to me. We had one program in one of the Kwara North. There was a man that we met, and we connect this man with Mallam Saliu Mustapha. The information reached the opposition. That man now called this same man, I don't want to mention anyone, that see, I heard you had so program for Mallam Saliu Mustapha. That man don't know how to give person money. He dash person money as if he owe you. Yes. The one in question has responded. So, because he is not someone that will give you something so that you can come back tomorrow, he believes in empowerment. The word of empowerment is different from what most of our politicians are doing. Empowerment means to take someone out of poverty line. Even in our religion, Islamically, most of us, especially when you are talking about zakat, we don't know what it means. We people believe in giving people, okay, don't worry, I'll give you 10,000. In the present Nigerian economy, what will someone do with 20,000, especially when you are talking about empowerment? If you want to be selling rice, how many mudu of rice will you buy with 20,000 naira? And if you and your family, you have a wife and 2 to 3 children, this rice of 20,000 naira cannot even take you to up to a week. But Mallam Saliu Mustapha has never done an empowerment of 500,000 naira. If he is not doing, he will not do. But anytime he is ready to do, he will do. And everybody will laugh. That is why we believe someone of this kind is very rare in this world. If someone who has not even been in power has been doing all this, yes, there was a time I was in Labiaji, I had one particular challenge there. Someone now challenged us that he's only doing for Kwara Central because he's representing Kwara Central. Then someone standing by me that they said, you don't even know what you are saying. And that person is also from Labiaji. The man was now asking him, last year when your wife wanted to give birth, which hospital did you use? He said the General Hospital Labiaji. He said, go back there. Go and look at most of the beds that you are using there was donated by Saliu Mustapha years back. We MSM Titan Kwara North had Ramadan program for Mallam Saliu Mustapha during Ramadan. We have chief imams from Batigi that attended this program, from Moro and from Edu, because that constituency won the opportunity. Now, during this program, when they were talking about Edu and the opportunities that they have gotten from Mallam Saliu Mustapha, one chief imam from Batigi just stood up. He said, if you go to Patigi, Patigi is not from Central. It's none of Mallam Saliu Mustapha's business. But this man has been doing this even before he becomes senator. All those beds have been given to them 4 or 5 years back. So, and he just became a senator in the last 2 years. Not even up to 2 years now. For us to see the kind of man we are supporting. Yes, there are series of arguments around this and that, but we don't care. Because all of them are only looking for money. They want to become the rich man within a short time, because they see politics as a business. But Mallam Saliu Mustapha sees politics as a service to humanity. That is why if you see from our concept here, we normally use MSM Titan, the voice of humanity. Someone that cares about everyone. So I appreciate everyone sitting down here today to answer this clarion call of our invitation by our amiable coordinator, Abdullahi Aminu, coordinator of Kaiama, MSM Titan. He told us that the Kaiama local government is ready to support the vision of Mallam Saliu Mustapha. But today, my presence here today shows that Kaiama local government is truly ready for Mallam Saliu Mustapha. I don't make promise because I know the type of leader I am following. Mallam Saliu Mustapha will not make promise to you. All he does is to look at you, listen to you, and tell you don't worry. But by the time you be called or invited, if you don't faint 3 times, that means you have drank what do you call it, fearless. To hold the tension. So that is it. But I'm assuring everyone sitting here today that as far as we support Mallam Saliu Mustapha in the coming 2027 election, inshallah, none of us will regret this. And I promise us that as a leader who listening to everyone crying, Allah, who created us, and listening to each and every one, we are begging him in his name and his power to please give this mandate 2027 to Mallam Saliu Mustapha. And we also pray additionally that Allah should make us one of the beneficiaries who lives in healthy to witness the regime of Mallam Saliu Mustapha, to be beneficial of Mallam Saliu Mustapha, and to also be an active participant to the success and the greatness of this state, our state, my state, Kwara State, and Nigeria at large. MSM Titan.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together once again for the state coordinator. Please, I am doing some working up, covering because of the photograph section. So that's what I just said. So the next person on this panel discussion is supposed to be our father, the chairman of Kaiama, which is not on seat. So permit me to move to the third speaker, who is the youth involved on the topic youth involvement politics, and that is nobody but Mallam Haliru Usman to give a speech on the topic youth involvement politics. Ladies and gentlemen, before I say anything, please you can stand. This is Mallam Saliu Usman. We, the students and the youth, call him historian. He's a graduate from Federal University Benin, came in from the Department of History, who is good in what he does, and he will be giving us this lecture on youth involvement. Please, let's put our hands together for Kaiama students. To my teachers and my mentors here, I leave you to the hands of Haliru Usman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good day, Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I don't have much to say right now, but what keeps coming into my mind is the involvement of youth in politics or political affairs. First of all, according to William Arthur, he says, and I quote, "Opportunities are like sunrise. If you wait too long, you may lose them." So as far as I'm concerned, within my level of understanding, I envisage all these political activities as an opportunity for me as the youth and the whole of the youth within the Kaiama community and Kwara State at home. First of all, the involvement of youth in politics is more relevant and significant in the society because it brings fresh ideas, creativities, and energy to revitalize the society. But not yet, the youth are still underrepresented in the political affairs, which is not supposed to be. And as well, the involvement of youth in the politics, also the critical thinkers of youth in the society advocate for employment, education, climate change, and a host of others. So without wasting much of my time, the involvement or the engagement of politics of youth involving in politics in our society also increase democracy, eradicating political apathy, and also promote political inclusivity. So, notwithstanding the involvement of political activities of Nigeria at home, particularly in Kwara State, is to progress, not to be progressed, but to progress the society in terms of politics, social activities, economics, and most importantly, culturally, and the host of others. So with you, I think I'm able to stop. That is all I can say for now as the engagement of youth in politics. So I hope that our leaders would try to accept or to listen to what the youth have to invest in the politics, because the investment of youth in the politics is not just for the society, but it's not just for the present, but for the future at home. Thank you very much.
Please, let's begin Senator Comrade Haliru Usman. You're highly welcome and thank you for that wonderful speech. So ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of this program, and next on the agenda is questions and answers. I believe my brothers, my daddies, my mommies has questions, but before I open the floor, I would like to say one or two things. My people from Kaiama local government, if what I say is right, then appreciate me with an applaud. And if what I say is wrong, then you forgive me. My first one is, I have met Mallam Saliu Mustapha on an occasion, that's last 3 years. That is the grand opening of Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, MSSN IVC, at the stadium, where he donated the sum of 50 million naira to the MSS. And there we were there, I went with my student. So there is a beggar, a boy like me, crying that, oh, I want to see like my mate. Please help me see like my mate. He was passing. Mallam Saliu Mustapha was about going when the mother pushed the boy and he fell. The securities were stopping the boy from meeting him. So he turned and was like, what happened? They said, the boy is having sight problem and needs surgery of 20 million. They will fly him. And the reply he gave was, take my number, call me, and your surgery will be done next week. And he did it. Please, let's clap for him. I'm not here to support the movement or encourage my people to do it, but in Kaiama, these people you see here are the people that will do with you. Because very soon, our people will consider us to be the enemy of Kwara North. Let's be sincere to ourselves. Both Patiki, both Edu. Our people will consider us enemies of Kwara North. When Comrade Aminu was called on this movement, he told me, I said, okay, but I know our local government. My mothers, my brothers will bear me witness. The first thing I tell him is, it's a good movement, but if it is not hijacked from you, because we know a day will come when the election will come close and Aminu or everybody here will be sidelined and they will not deal with our people here again. That is when they will say we have senior stakeholders leaving us behind. That is number 2. Then number 3 is a request. I've seen Senator Saliu Mustapha give JAM scholarship, which we were late on the movement, but he gave us one. If Comrade Aminu is to be a greedy person, he would have collected the money and spent it. He didn't spend it. He go to the next president and said, I have one scholarship from Senator Saliu Mustapha for JAM, which he handed over to the next president and it was given. Now my request is, we don't want it to be Kwara Central alone. This is a movement. We want to start seeing Senator Saliu Mustapha spread his wings to this local government. We have seen him do empowerment, employment, but we all know the language of politics. If he should carry any employment and bring it to Kaiama, a lot of people will be like, which is not supposed to be. That is what they would think, that he took the household outside. So this is a general movement. So we want to see these things coming to our local government. I'm a teacher from a private school, and I've seen students, both private and public, who have the dream of becoming doctors, radiologists, etc. But they don't have the financial capability, and the politicians are not ready. We will be happy to see him spread the wings here so that most of these students will achieve their dream through Senator Saliu Mustapha's movement. Thank you very much. So that is my own request and my own contribution. So please, it's time for question and answer. And I know we have a lot of questions. I can see Honorable raising his hand. Please let's put our hand together for him. He's also a stakeholder. We consider him our leader. He's a one-time honorable member. That is during the movement of Abdul Fattah Ahmed. So, thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I greet my August visitors that are here, all the coordinators from Kwara North to Kwara State. I have 2 questions to ask. And before I ask questions, I want to thank the coordinator of the Kaiama government for his wonderful performance on this occasion. 1, today, politics is a war without bloodshed. You can remember. Now, what is happening in Ilorin, we have been hearing what is going on between Saliu Mustapha and His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State. I don't know if an opportunity comes today that the governorship is going to Kwara North. I hope you people will join hands together and support us. That is my number 1 question. Then 2, Saliu Mustapha is a man that we have been hearing his name for long. But it's today that we know that Saliu Mustapha is available. But before, we don't know that he's available. Because for coming to this local government today is a great opportunity for us to know that Saliu Mustapha is available. Saliu Mustapha, we have been hearing his name because politics is a dividend of democracy. For that of Saliu Mustapha, the dividend of democracy is for door to door. We have been hearing that. But up to now, we didn't get to Kaiama here. What is the problem? You know, youths are in charge in politics. But today, if you look at our political system in Kwara State, youth are being mobilized, both the youth and the women. Because all of us participate, at the end of the day, they top us aside as a reference, and which is not supposed to be. And we are urging Saliu Mustapha that we will support him with this honor that is given us this afternoon. Kaiama is supporting Saliu Mustapha, but I want you to answer this question that I said. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Please, other questions because of time. Okay, yes, sir. Please, you can proceed here. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I stand on the existing protocol. I just want to address what my honorable have said just now. Really, Kwara North is left behind. Kwara North is what left behind. With some reason, political offices, Kwara North is left behind. We are appealing to Kwara Central. It's God that gives, not human being. Nobody can give you. That is why in the Holy Quran, Allah is telling us, it's only God that gives. We don't know who God will give this thing. It may be in Kwara Central. It may be in Kwara South. It may be in Kwara North. We should not take politics as do or die affair. Anybody that Allah gives, if it is Kwara North, we will be happy that Kwara Central and Kwara South will support us. And in the Kwara North, we are praying that Kaiama will get it. That is the only truth. So, that is my submission. Then secondly, this Saliu Mustapha movement is not only meant for Kwara Central, it's meant for Kwara State. I'm appealing to our executive. We should have some executive in the state from each local government. From each local government. We should not center it in Kwara Central. I can see the coordinators, we have coordinators from each local government. But I did not see any state executive from other local government. Why? Are we having some executive from other local government? If not, you people should think about it, how to amend it. Because this movement is not meant for Kwara Central, but it's meant for what? Kwara. So we should do that amendment. And by the grace of God, we are going to support Saliu Mustapha. I don't know him. Saliu Mustapha did not know me. But I always hear his activities in Kwara. But in Kaiama, I did not ever hear any of his activity or any of his achievement in Kaiama local government. We are appealing to our executives. Anytime you see Saliu Mustapha, tell him that the people of Kaiama local government are showing their grievances to him. Because I could remember during Ramadan package, I saw that of Yahya Sariki in Kaiama local government, but I did not see that of Saliu Mustapha. Why? So let's extend whatever we are going to do empowerment, employment, let's extend it to the whole Kwaras, not only in Kwara Central. So we pray to Almighty Allah that Saliu Mustapha will be the one that will take this thing by the grace of God.
Thank you very much. Please, any more questions? Okay. Okay. So that we are going to be snappy about it so that our people will take their leave. I guess they are going back to their destination today. Our mothers.
I'm standing in front of you here. My name is Mohammed Abdullah. I want to ask a question. Why Kaiama is being left behind that? When it's time for election, that is the time that I always remember. I need an answer. When there is time for election, that is the time that they always remember Kaiama. Why?
The question says, why is it that when it's time for occasions like this, that Kaiama is remembered? Election, that's what I said, that's what I mean. So, any more questions, our ladies? Okay, permit me to hand over the microphone. Okay, one more question to cover up. From the women. From the women. You can say it, then I will. If maybe if you don't want to say it out loudly. Yes. Okay. So permit me to hand over the microphone to the state coordinator to give response to these questions. Thank you. Please let's put our hands together for the state coordinator. MSM Titan.
Please, one house. I appreciate all the question here. But there is this particular question that touches me a lot among the questions. But let me make it from the descending order. That is, from the last question, so that I will now go on. The question goes on, that why is it that when the election is coming, that is when they remember us? That question is not only for Kaiama, it is all our question. In fact, to answer that question is one of the things that brought us out today. Because we all believe that during the election, especially the youth, are the ones mobilized for election campaign. But let us ask ourselves too, what type of politics are we playing? This is a movement. MSM Titan is a movement, not a political party. It comprises of people that believe in the mandate of Mallam Saliu Mustapha without collecting a dime from Mallam Saliu Mustapha. Let me remind you this. Our coming down to this place is a message clearly to Mallam Saliu Mustapha that we are calling to Kaiama. But we are not here because Mallam Saliu Mustapha sent us here. No. The light mind that believes in the mandate of Mallam Saliu Mustapha are those who come together that we must reach out to our people. Politicians will use you the way they see you. If you go to any politician and you're asking them to dash you 5,000, they will keep on giving you 5,000, 10,000. That's because they see that as That's your problem. But if you let the politicians realize that no, we are no more asking for what to eat. We are begging, asking for what to become. There is difference between today and tomorrow. If you are looking for your future, Mallam Saliu Mustapha is here for us. But if you are clamoring for today, that is where the problem usually comes. That because we ask them to give us, if you don't give me money, I will not vote for you. Abi? Now you are given 5,000 naira. That's the highest. If you are a political gladiator, they will give you 10,000 during the election, or they give you 20,000 to share for people for 1,000 naira. Abi? And after the election, you will not see them. How will you see them? They gave you money to work for them. You already collected what needed from them. Except we told them no. When we started this movement with Mallam, we told Mallam, we are not for what to give us, but what we can get to develop our community. This goes back to the question that says, talk about the ESCOs, the executives. When you see the table, everyone here are the state executives. And if you can see, we have been mentioning, this is the Kaiama coordinator, which is also part of the state executive. This is the local government coordinator, which is also part of the executive. This is the local government coordinator, which is also part of the executive. So what is again? Which executive are we looking for? This is not a political party. It is a movement, a belief, an ideology that believes that things can change better. We can make difference. Like the concept of our leader. We used to say, Mallam Saliu Mustapha is not making any difference. Because he himself is the difference. Just observe what this man has been doing. He has been doing something unimaginable that you can even think that can happen. When I was mentioning it, I did not even mention about jam. More so, someone talking about the extension of this opportunity. Yeah, indeed. Someone has just mentioned here that when Kaiama coordinator brought jam slots, it's from Mallam Saliu Mustapha. It was given to this NSN Titan. And the way Mallam is giving his scholarship, it is not about just submitting names. He believes in merit, especially. This jam we are talking about is more than 5,000 jams throughout Kwara, not only in Kwara Central. And all the students that did this jam, especially wrote WAEC, NECO, we only mentioned my jam. He did the same thing with WAEC. He did the same thing with NECO. And all this, after the exam, Mallam will ask for those that pass well. That is how he used to pick them. Not as if he just bring no. As far as he helped you financing your jam slot, and you wrote the jam, luckily or intellectually, you are able to pass. Automatically, you have scholarship from Mallam Saliu Mustapha, irrespective of what where you come from. So I'm assuring everyone here, it is not about Kwara Central, but it is about Kwara generally. When I was mentioning one of the achievements there, I'm referring to something about the bed given to General Hospital throughout Kwara. And the local government is not from Central. Party is not from Central. Party is not from Central. But when you go there, there is nowhere you will go without seeing Mallam Saliu's hand. Our MC is from Kaiama. In fact, I'm not even aware of that, because that's one of Mallam Saliu Mustapha. Most of the politicians used to have achievement book. I don't know if you know. most of these politicians you are following, you see them the day you are doing any ceremony or your brother that they gave you 5,000 naira or a pack of this thing. It was written, they wrote it down that he gave you 1 pack of bottled water as the achievement. Mallam Saliu Mustapha doesn't have book except whatever he do or whatever he does or he did through you. That's the only thing you can know. It was mentioned now, I don't even know. So that is how we go series of, we went to everywhere. And series of these will be coming out without even aware. Even as a right man or right hand of Mallam Saliu Mustapha, as well as he do that for you, you are on your own. He won't even remember. He was talking about someone now with eye problem of 20. Someone that I don't even know without without any invitation. He personally take the person and pay for the operation. 20 million naira in this Nigeria. Now that is the one we know. Let's mention of one we don't even know. That is Mallam Saliu Mustapha for us. Now, the issue of the tickets. We all believe that Allah gives and takes, and He gives to whomever supports anyone that Allah chooses. But it's left for us to now look into, does this person choose? Does person ready to choose us? We have been having governors, senators, House of Representatives, even from this Kwara North. The question to ask ourselves is this: do they choose us? What has been their contribution to the development of our economy? What has been their contribution to the development of our society? Kwara North, every 4 years, have been having senators like Kwara Central has. The same thing with Kwara South. Every year, every football election, Kwara North has the same 2 House of Representatives. Ask ourselves, all our House of Representatives, what have they been doing for us? Do they choose us? Or we choose them? I think that one we answer. We can answer that on our own. So that will determine what we do or what we're not supposed to do as far as the coming election is concerned. I am so happy that even with the question of all the questions, everyone still believes in the mandate of Mallam Saliu Mustapha. It is not only about mouth, it is about seeing. If I tell you that Mallam Saliu Mustapha has done this, ask me the evidence. There was a time we were arguing with some people. He said, so Senator have done that. Let me see. He now went to Facebook to bring some picture. I said, picture. Now, that we put this thing. The last empowerment Mallam Saliu Mustapha did, not only for Kwara Central. At least Kaiama coordinator is here. I can mention the person that people received for a tractor. Do you remember Mallam Saliu brought about distributed tractor throughout Kwara? And the one for Kaiama here, your coordinator knows. No, don't mention anyone, please. But your coordinator knows that this same person collected from Saliu Mustapha. So if Mallam Saliu Mustapha is ignoring you, then how will you get tractor? You know how much they are selling tractor now? Thank God we are all farmers. And we know the value of this tractor. So if someone from Central can consider you when he is not representing you, or Kwara South District, our own senator that's supposed to be doing the same thing or more than what Mallam Saliu Mustapha is doing. So if Saliu Mustapha is now thinking beyond his own people and extending his gesture to other areas, he deserves to be supported in all ramifications. And thank God, the first speaker, my honorable, he said something that our presence here sent a serious message to me that yes, Mallam has them in mind. And I will reiterate on that I still promise that Mallam Saliu Mustapha is always for everybody. That is why if you see most of his posters or most of his photos, what we put there is Senator for all. Yes, that is his nickname, Senator for all. It is not about center. Among that mega empowerment, he distributed some cars. All these years, as I could remember, Kwara State, governor people, they collected one. Kwara State service. So this is how this man is giving everyone. The same thing that comes to Kwara North. What about our representative at Kwara North? What are they giving to us? Let us answer that question. MSM Titan.
Humanity.
Thank you very much, the coordinator, for doing justice of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's program, and the next on the agenda is closing remark. So the closing remark will be done by nobody but Comrade, the coordinator of the local government, who happens to be a brother. That is, Baute and Kaiama are the same mother, different, the same father, different mother.
Yeah, it is the constituency that was today.
SM Theatre,
The voice of humanity.
the voice of humanity. I greet the voice, our executive members here. We really appreciate the Kaiama people. And we thank to Almighty Allah who give us this opportunity to organize ourselves here. We started with peace and we go to end it with the word peace. And in fact, this one is now left to us. Definitely as usual as well as possible. We the youth now, this is now our word. This is what we have to fight for us. Because as a youth concerned, this is the question we're supposed to ask ourselves. Like what Mr. Shehu said, that what is our leaders? Those are represent us between Kaiama and Baute. I think Kaiama and Baute are father and mother. We are the same, we are one. Unless when we want to deceive ourselves. Kaiama and Baute are what? Are one. Please and please, we should not deceive ourselves. The only thing that we need, we the youth, we have to look for a what? A good leadership. Today I'm coming from what? I'm coming from Baute. But first and foremost, I have to introduce myself. I by name Mallam Saliu the proof. That is to say, the entire Baute, we have been hearing about Senator Saliu Mustapha. To be frank and sincere, we have been hearing about him. What we are hearing the good performances that he did before he got in board. Before this man got in board, in fact, there's a lot of things he's participating, like scholarship and empowerment. But when this man got in board in 2023, look at a lot of things that he's doing. So it's now sad. This one is a good leader for entire Kwara State, inshallah 2027, if I'm not mistaken. Please and please, my youth, my God youth, and my elderly, please, let's bring our hands together. I think we hear what they say, that a lot of things, what is participating, what is doing mean, what we are achieving for Senator Saliu Mustapha is not only for Kwara Central, it's globally. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, please let's put our hand together to carry this man in 100%. SM Delta, the voice of humanity.
Thank you very much, the bros all the way from North Local Government. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this program. So without much ado, permit me to call on the coordinator of Edu to give us a closing prayer. Then we'll go with a group photograph. The coordinator from Edu Local Government to come and give us a closing prayer. Thank you.
Before my coordinator speak, I want to add one or two things, addition to what my chairman has been saying. Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. My name is Awa. All what we have to do now is to join our hands together and support Mallam Mustapha so that we should gain our aims. Because Mallam Saliu Mustapha is the kind of person that do not give anybody fish to eat. We do teach them how to catch fish so that let's join our hands together so that we should avoid it. Thank you.
SMS title. SMS title.
Voice of humanity.
MSM title.
Voice of humanity.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I'm Ahmed Ndagi Mohammed from a local government, Latvia, Kwara State. I'm also Kwara North. The honorable sir, your question, my goals are answer your question. I want to contribute. The honorable, if the governorship, 2027 governorship ticket have been given to Kwara North, which we are going to be happy. But I'm very sorry to say, seriously, we didn't see way. There's no way for us.
No what?
There's no way for us.
There's nothing God.
I know.
Don't say that now. You say that.
Okay.
It's very wrong.
We are thanking our Kaiama people that are present here today. We appreciate each and every one of you, especially our mothers that left their work behind and come and attending the program. Inshallah, may Almighty Allah will safeguard each and every one of us to our marriage. Inshallah, may we always succeed. Inshallah.
Thank you very much, comrade and our sister, comrade Hawa. Thank you. But why is it that no pay na do like Hawa and Fati? Wetin happen? That two name, no pay you like Hawa and Fati. What happened? So thank you once again. You are welcome. Subhana Rabbika Rabbil Izzati Amma Yasifun. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.